movie actually, because it's Orvar from Moxiam that we will look into presenting their company. So it's a lot of virtual session in this session actually. So I don't know if we have the movie ready for Orvar.
Yeah, det kör vi. Okay. Welcome everybody. We are Moxiam and we want to make life better for our elders, their relatives and also their caregivers. I am Jonas and you are?
My name is Orvar.
Moxiam supports relatives and caregivers to provide high quality care at the right time, while also at the same time strengthening the relationship between the elders and the relatives. Moxiam consists of discrete sensors attached to the walls in the elder's home. The sensors watch the movement in the home, and Moxiam's AI-based platform learns what is normal and provides relevant information to the relatives and caregivers to be able to better care for the elder. We will talk more about how this works later, but first, let's talk about the background and why we are doing this. So Orvar, you were through a bit of a challenging time with your own mother when she grew old, and I think a lot of people in the audience can relate to that.
Yeah.
But for those who cannot or don't have that experience, could you tell us a little bit about how that was for you and for your mother?
Yeah. That's actually the reason why I sit here today. I grew up with my mother as the only child, and she raised me, and she was always there for me. From young years up to until I grow older, and we have had a great relationship all years. Then one day she got dementia, and then quite a tough time started, and that went on for 10 years approximately. She lived 5 years on her own in her apartment, and then she moved to a nursing home, and really tough days. Most of those days, I'm afraid. I could have done a better job, I realized, after these 10 years. Because when I was there, and I visited her a lot, I spent quite a lot of time with her, and because of love, of course. But every time I was there, I asked, have you had food? Have you had a shower? Have you been sleeping? And things like that. So everything was about practicalities. I totally forgot about love and care, sitting there talking about our joint history, about my wife's and my kids, and things like that. So it was most practicalities that we spent time on, which made it sort of negative. And then, 10 years later, she passed away, and I realized I've been talking about technology for good for many years and never really delivered on that. And now I feel I have a chance, or we have a chance to do that, and that is why I do this. That is why I'm a part of Moxiam. I really want to do what I can to make sure that if technology can help people to have a better relationship with their parents, for instance, then I want that to happen. I went through things that I think most people who have a mother or a father who have dementia will go through. Things like them falling on the floor. That happened, and I wasn't there. This happened at the nursing home. I wasn't there, not the staff either. My mother actually was left on the floor 2 nights in the nursing home. And with technology today, you can know that, definitely so.
That is very interesting. Let's also talk a little bit to Ulf and see what is going on with the demographics. Okay, Ulf, everyone knows that the demographic is changing rapidly, but how big is the challenge really?
Well, I would say that first of all, the corona pandemic has exposed the flaws, regardless of what nation we are in right now, when it comes to taking care or finding the most proper or efficient solution of caring for our elders. So I would say that the issue is not new. We've known this for decades. And it's about now 1 billion people being 60 years or older today globally. So this is first a universal issue. Number two, we don't have as a society resources, or we have not utilized the resources in a proper manner or an efficient enough manner to be able to afford proper care of the elder population. The question I would like to reverse or say is rather, how can we utilize or find the most efficient ways for all involved parties, being the elder, being relatives, or being caregivers, to provide for a care that is worth the name. We need data. Information is key, and information is there, but we haven't retrieved the information in a proper way. Therefore, today, unfortunately, the heroes in the front line of for instance, elderly care today, don't have the tools and they don't have the information in order to put both the, how should I put it, the emotional relation or personal relation combined with the medical or professional caregiving.
From a care process perspective, what can this information about the elder give us, really?
I think the most important thing is it gives us information and tools to better plan and provide quality care at the right time for the individual. Number two, it also is a potential instrument to provide information also to the next of kin, i.e. our relatives. So if we know, or if I had known when my dad was alive, when I was not there, how his movements were and that he was moving, it would have given me a totally different picture and also potential dialogue, not only with him, but also with the nurses at the both first when he lived at home, but and later at the nursing home.
Yeah, it's pretty clear that we have a lot of improvement to be done in this area. The theme for this session here is how it will look like in 2033.
Yeah.
If you stand in 2033 and looking back at today and the way we care for our elders and how our system for that works, how do you think we will evaluate ourselves?
Now, I think looking backwards then, I don't think the intention with our elder care was what we have today. I think society, us, we wanted something else. And I think we all grow older. We definitely want something that is better than what we have today. I'm sure about that. I think with technology, we can definitely make things better. And I think with the technology we have today, we can do a lot of fantastic things. And of course, in 2033, we can do even more.
You're talking to a lot of caregivers, people working with taking care of our elders. How do they feel about this?
First of all, and I know because I've been there, they do a fantastic job with what they have. And every single individual that I've come across in that system has been really good, but they've been too few. And I think they haven't used technology in the way that we could use technology. They don't want it to be something replacing people, and I don't believe in that either. We don't need less people. We need a complement so that they can do a better job.
Seems like there's a lot of opportunities in 2033.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could exemplify this with a day in the life of you and your mother, how could this look like?
Any kind of X reality will be reality. So we will by 2033 live our lives that way, I'm sure. With pattern recognition and understanding someone's well-being, you will be able to react to certain things and act on things. For instance, if the mood is going down, you can start activities. You can start a virtual reality session with my mother. I can sit there beside her in the sofa and have a discussion with her to get her mood going in the right direction. You can do a lot of other things. You can start games, for instance. You could start music. You could start exercises with her. Anything that she likes and will make her become in a better mood. What is Moxiam? Moxiam is there to support the well-being of elders. The hardware is quite simple. It's motion sensors detecting motion in different rooms and a gateway. We all leave patterns every day, every hour, every minute. Elders who live on their own in their own apartments, they follow similar patterns every day. Today we are in Anne's home, and that's a great grandmother. Let's take a look at Anne's day. You wake up, you stand up, you walk out of the bedroom, you walk through the hallway into the bathroom. Then you go out from the bathroom, through the hallway and into the kitchen. In the kitchen you probably put on the coffee maker, and then you walk through the hallway back to the bedroom, probably you put on clothes. Then back through the hallway to the kitchen, you have your coffee and breakfast and you sit there for a while. That's a normal morning pattern. Would it be great to get a signal, a notification to your son or daughter, for instance, telling you everything is okay? So what if you wake up 10 minutes later every day passing? What if you never been to the bathroom during nighttime and then you suddenly go there 5 times per night? We make patterns all the time. What does your bedtime pattern look like? Your bedtime pattern. Do you do the same thing every day when you go to bed? Moxiam recognized that among elders, they have a similar pattern. It starts with going to the bathroom, and then when they leave the bathroom, they go out and they visit every room. A bit strange? No. They turn off the lights, and then they end up in the bedroom. A bedtime pattern. Would it be great to get the notification, being a relative, that normal bedtime pattern followed? Or bedtime, just bedtime. Do we have a lunch pattern? Yes, we do. Do we have a changed pattern when we have a cold? We do. Do we have a changed pattern when we have a stomach flu? We do. Do we have a changed pattern when we have a bad mood or in bad mood? Do we have a changed pattern when we are in an early stage of dementia? Can we slow down the development of dementia? Does computers find out patterns? Do they like to find out patterns? Yes, they do, if you teach them. And this is what Moxiam does. I have a question for you. I have some statistics. Blue being activity level per day during a month. Purple, wake up time every day during a month. Gray, number of outdoor visits per day during a month. Orange, nighttime bathroom visits per night during a month. Red, sleeping hours per night during a month. And last, green, hours in apartment per day during a month. My question to you is, what happened the 10th? Let's take a look at the Moxiam app. Press Moxiam app, and the main screen shows me that, the green circle shows me that everything is normal. And here I can see that my mother is actually in the kitchen. And that's really comforting. The first thing I see when I open the app is that she's alive and kicking and she's in the kitchen. That's really good to know. What else can you see here? Yeah, if you click further into the app, you get some statistics. You can, for instance, see if the activity level is normal, over or under what is normal. You can click further into the app and get even more statistics. For instance, how much time have been spent in each of the different rooms during a month, during 3 months or a year. You can do other things. You can, for instance, add friends and family members. If you're the only one who has the app, but you want to share it with your sister, for instance, then you can do so. You can share it with neighbors. Maybe a neighbor can help you when you are on holidays. Then the neighbor gets the notifications. You can do many more things in the app. You can actually have several individuals in the app. So you can have the same app for many people, if you like. Moxiam is subscription service, and we are developing new services as we speak, which we're adding to the subscription.
So what is happening at Moxiam now? What is the daily operations and developments?
Looking backwards, or looking at where we're focusing, we have a backend which consists of a big database and pattern detection functionality. We've spent a lot of time on that. In a home, you have sensors and actuators. We have spent quite some time on that. And then users, they need friendly user interfaces, and we have desktops and apps. And we're now spending quite a lot of time on the apps, and we're also looking at other types of sensor technology and things we can connect to the system. But what we have learned is we now have 2 years of data, and that is really the asset. So we're also spending a lot of time understanding what that database of information can teach us. And the really interesting thing is that we learn from that. We thought we knew things, but what we have learned from actually analyzing or letting the computers analyzing the data, that's fantastic. So we're learning truckloads about patterns.
Who are Moxiam's customers then?
It's consumers like you and me, and it's professionals. And when it comes to professionals, we're focusing on nursing homes and home care.
And if you're interested in Moxiam, what should you do?
Yeah, then you type moxiam.com, or you give us a call, and you can, if we can help you as an individual, and you have a mother or a father who needs a system like this, then we're happy to work with you, and that will give us a lot of knowledge and even more data, which is of course very important for us.
So back again, and now from a movie to IRL.
Yeah,
great, in real life.
Great to be
so
here in real life.
You're here.
I'm sorry about the poor video.
So what I would like to ask you is, you were VP, head of business in IoT in Ericsson, and now in Concept. How come you started this company?
Already 10 years ago, I talked about technology for good, and then I had an experience in life that made me understand that here we can do something. So that's really what's driving me for sure.
So it's for real.
Yeah, it's for real.
Yeah,
it's using technology in the best way, I would say.
Okay. So as an elder person, do you really want to get tracked? We have several questions touching that problem.
No, I think the two most common questions that we get, that's actually what about safety when it comes to the system? And it's also what about intrusion into people's lives? And that is things that we have to work with. And that goes for any system that has something connected to an individual. It's not until the value you get that you will actually sort of overcome that. And there will be people, today I would say it's 50% who says, no, I don't want this. I think though, give it another couple of years and you will get so much value of it. So it will probably be 75% that says yes.
Okay. So also mixing up a little bit the questions I had and also from the audience. You built an IoT platform, what I understand. And we also have some questions how we protect the data about that. So could you please explain both?
Given that this system is about individuals and people, so it's data connected to people, we put a lot of effort into this, and this just have to work. Then you can never, ever be 100% sure, but we are striving for the 100%. However, what I would like to stress is that we are not there to say something has gone wrong in this minute.
Okay.
We are there to give comfort, and we are also there to give long-term information about how things are changing.
So it's not an alarm system, sort of?
It can be used as an alarm system, but it's not an alarm system. It's there to give well-being. That is what it is.
In long term? In
long term, but it also works in real time. So yes, you can get the signal, for instance, that right now everything is correct. And of that reason, safety, that you have a secure system is, of course, super important.
So how is it any behavioral changes according to this? Of course, as my relative, I will use this, and do I have to change my behavior? Of course.
You mean as an elder?
As an elder person, do you think they will be affected by this?
All the systems we have out there, initially there have been a lot of questions. But when the system has been there for a while and you actually get the benefits from the systems, we don't get this question. Of course, over time, when the business grows, we will get this question, but we've never got it. What we have got, for instance, is from elder people, thank you. Thank you for actually keeping track of me. And then what they think of is not, some of them I would say, is not that I might die and you will save me. It's things like, if I die, I will not lie here for 3 days until you find me.
They feel more secure.
Yeah, they do.
Okay. So thank you very much. We're running out of time, so you have to step aside, and then I will introduce our next virtual speaker.